Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Live Highlight in the Magic City on the Highlight Channel. I'm Stu Nyman, announcing today with Andrew Bleckman, and together we will cover every point played today. All Mutuals wagering is now open. On today's 8-game performance, each of today's 8 games will offer Win Play Show, Quinella Exacta, and Trifecta wagers. We have a daily double that begins in game 1. To play the daily double, correctly pick the winners of games 1 and 2. We have 2 pick 3s, an early pick 3 and a late pick 3. Early pick 3, games 2, 3, and 4. Late pick 3, games 6, 7, and 8. And we have the high-paying High Five jackpot, the most popular wager here at Magic City. It is a jackpot wager. And a pick 5. Beginning in our third game, correctly pick the winners of games 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. If you do so correctly, and have the only ticket that does so, you'll cash in on the High Five with a $2,000 guarantee. Don't forget, ladies and gentlemen, that after today, there's just 2 more days of Pelota. That's this Pari-mutuel highlight that we play at 1:30 p.m. next Monday and Tuesday. And a week from today, there will be yet another force out of the High Five jackpot. That is 1 week from today. Online wagering is available at watchandwager.com, or if you're in the state of Connecticut, mywinners.com. However, placing a bet, not necessary in order for you to enjoy all of today's action. Excuse the cough, ladies and gentlemen. Andrew's just over here unplugging stuff, which, like, he never does. So I found it to be very distracting. And he stopped doing it. So what do you need? What do you need a plug for?
My computer is low battery. That's never happened.
So in the bag that you brought it in, is there a plug?
No. Oddly enough, I took it out of the bag yesterday because I thought I had enough charge. So
wow,
it's just a rough start for me personally, but continue.
Ladies and gentlemen, we do have one scratch in today's performance. One scratch in today's performance. Gaucheri is scratched in his scheduled appearances today. Gaucheri has been scratched in his scheduled appearances today. No scratches in games 1 or 2, 3, or 4. Let's go to game 5, post 5. In the front court, scratch Gaucheri, replace Gaucheri with Bueno. Game 5, post 5, scratch Gaucheri, replace Gaucheri with a Bueno. Game 6, post 5, scratch Gaucheri, replace Gaucheri with Manu. Game 6, post 5, scratch Gaucheri, replace Gaucheri with Manu. Game 7, post 4, scratch Gaucheri, replace Gaucheri with Ikeda. Game 7, post 4, scratch Gaucheri, replace Gaucheri with Ikeda. Finally, game 8, post 7, scratch Gaucheri, replace Gaucheri with Goenaga. Game 8, post 7, scratch Gaucheri, replace Gaucheri with Goenaga. That is the scratch of Gaucheri as it affects games 5, 6, 7, and 8. With all that in mind, we ask you to make your wagers as early as possible within the scheduled post times, and sit back and relax post time for game number 1. Now just 6 minutes away. Andrew, about this court. So,
yes,
one thing that I have found helpful in my own life, as being a person who did quite a bit of traveling 2 years ago, I believe it was. 2023 is when I was doing all that traveling, right? Whatever you may need a cord for, carry it with you. If you're carrying a bag, even easier. It usually has like a place to put the cords. Roll them up and just pop them in there. Or, I got another one for you. I did this too.
Yeah.
Leave a cord in each place that you will go with that object, and don't travel with them. I've done both.
I have a system, you know. I always, come back home from battle court. First thing you do,
7 and 8.
you plug in the laptop. And, unfortunately, Stu, I just forgot yesterday. So that's okay.
You didn't do anything wrong.
Yeah,
no,
just a little easier. No, but you're, I appreciate it. I looked at that cord and I said, well, it's the same brand of computer, but
it's also attached to something that I'm using right now.
Well, but that's a green. It means you got full charge. I mean, you got 100%, but I know this computer
is old.
Yeah, it'll drain quick.
And you could like unplug it and it go dark.
Yeah.
And that would probably upset Stu.
That was actually my second thought. My first thought was, let me see if that'll fit my computer. And then when I pulled it out, I said, I think his computer might go dark. But I did see the numbers, so that was good.
Counting it down.
Yeah, we probably have about 5 minutes of cordless power.
If that.
Yeah. Well, what do we got here? 5 minutes till game number 1. Let's toss it a video here, and then we'll get back to the chat. This one will explain the scoring format for all 8 of our games, which today, as every day, is Spectacular 7 scoring.
Spectacular 7 singles games are played with 8 players. Each player wears a different color jersey numbered 1 through 8 on the front. These numbers are traditionally referred to as post numbers. Post numbers are used to signify the order in which the athletes will play in a game. These numbers are also used for betting purposes. Don't be confused by the numbers on the back of our jerseys. Those are just for fun. Each game begins when the player in the post 1 red jersey serves to the player in the post 2 blue jersey. The served ball must land between the 4 and 7 lines marked on the court's side wall. If the ball lands between those lines, the serve is good and play continues until one of those 2 players wins that matchup. The player who loses the matchup exits the court and waits for his next turn at the end of the rotation. It's important to note that every game has 2 rounds. The first 7 matchups in a game make up round 1. Each matchup in round 1 is worth 1 point. Round 2 refers to all matchups that take place after the 7th and final matchup of round 1. The number of matchups in round 2 varies from game to game. And in round 2, each matchup is worth 2 points. The first player to earn 7 points wins the game.
So Andrew heard some brilliant lyrics on the drive in, and we went through some songs until we could actually spot the song.
Well, it was this weekend. It was in Chicago.
Oh, I thought it was on the drive in.
No,
I'm sorry.
It was in my mom's car.
Wow.
I don't listen to 70s on 7, but I know that, some folks, that they might
Some
like
folks,
it.
yeah. Go on.
No, I'm just saying, but...
See how deep you can dig this hole.
Yeah. I'm just saying, my mom enjoys it. She put it on, and I saw Gordon Lightfoot's name come across the radio. So that was it was enjoyable.
Carefree Highway.
Yeah.
And so I said, Eric, see, you screwed me up completely. I said, what's your name? Andrew.
Yeah.
Wow, that's a first. Okay. I said, Andrew, you reminded me of Wello.
Yeah,
just now. That's
I knew why you called me that.
Exactly. That's how upset you just got me. There's a great line in this. Now, the thing that I call living is just being satisfied with knowing I got no one left to blame. It's okay. So It goes nice in the song, but then you listen to it a couple, 200-300 times, and you think about it, maybe apply it to certain things. What a wonderful life lesson.
Yeah.
All those times I sat back and just said, oh, if this one hadn't done this, and that one hadn't done that, and this done this, and had Highlight done this, and blah, 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 my whole life would have been different. And you can spend a whole life doing that. You really can. There are people who do, as opposed to just getting to a point where you say, you know what? I had choices to make, and I made them.
I made them, and I'm here, and it's not all too bad, Yeah.
100%. So that's what I got out of that little tune on 70s, and I find that Gordon Lightfoot writes a lot of those types of thoughts.
Yeah, it was a good song, I tell you.
I'm glad you enjoyed it.
When I saw the name, that was my first thought was Stu, so that's,
Well, you know that our friend woke up the day after he passed away in 2023.
No.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. He came out of a coma the day that he woke up, and I was like, wow. Because he listened to quite a bit of that, actually. Yeah. And so I notified him a few days later and said, you're not going to believe this coincidence.
Yeah, you're like, that isn't unbelievable.
And not that he was the biggest fan, but he did enjoy a number of his tunes, or was kind enough to allow me to play them when we were hanging out. So.
Yeah.
Time. Let's begin.
It's a good conversation. Let's get into the highlight, though. Game number 1, beginning right now.
Ladies and gentlemen, time to get our first game. It is a spectacular 7 doubles match. Played to 7 points. Points will double after the first round of play.
Thank you.
Serving in the red shirts, post 1, Juice and Ron. Receiving in the blue, post 2, Cool Fitness and Ben. There's a serve. We begin. Rebote forehand by Juice to the inside. Big bounce. Great catch by Ben. Cool Fitness. Good catch. Here's Ron. Backhand 2-all. Caught in the air by Cool Fitness. Karen by Cool Fitness. Caught and dropped. Tough play. Ron's backhand 2-all did not work. It was shut down aggressively by Cool Fitness. Point 2. White shirts post 3 receive. Here's CRB and Kubala. Little joke between me and Ron. Holy overserve. Point 3. Green shirts at post 4 takes to the court. Here's Flores and Arta. Arta on the backhand, powerfully thrown. Wall to wall, rebote for CRB. Arta from the 8. Kubala from the 12. Rebote left side. There's a backhand by CRB. Arch is there. Powerful backhand by Arta. Rebote coming out. Rebote forehand. Flores switches to the backhand. Kubala's there. Fine catch at the 12. Kubala again, this time at the 13. Rebote. Tipped by CRB. Point 4. Here are the black shirts of post 5, Ikeda and Bragley. Bragley powerfully from the forehand. Arta looks for the rebote at the 9 line. Ball tipped, midcourt, point 4. Yellow shirts of post 6 now take to the court. We have Jedden in the front court and Cabrera in the back. Frankly, 53. Hello from both me and Andrew. And yes, it has been a while. Welcome back. Over serve, point 6. Entering the court, the pink shirts of post 7, El Barba and Gallo. Kendall, greetings to you. Noel as well. Animal Kingdom. Mo Crank. William B. And, of course, Steve M. There's a backhand by Gallo. Cabrera's there. Backhand 2-all. Lands in and scores. Point 6. Here now to complete the first round and receive. Purple shirts post 8. Bueno in Tennessee. Spectacular 7 is the scoring. In place. Point 8. We've completed the first round of play. Matchups are worth 2 points now through the end of the game. First to return, right at post 1, Juice and Ron. Kendall, is this your first visit? Spectacular 7? Yes. So, points double after the first round of play. After all 8 teams have played at least one time, the points double. Beautiful catch by Tennessee. He comes over the top. Picada, big bounce. Ron back to the 12. Bueno from the 9. Backhand by Tennessee, low runner. Ron's there. Rebote forehand by Bueno. Ron's on it. That backhand 2-all is caught by Bueno. Good catch by Juice. Juice goes high. Caught on the forehand of Tennessee. Tennessee to the inside. Ron for the rebote. Bueno cuts it off the 7. Big backhand follows. Juice takes off. Rebote saved by Juice. Here's Bueno. Drop shot. Scores. Well played. Point 8. Eight on the board with 3 points. Here's post 2, Cool Fitness and Ben. Ben with a fine catch. Here's the backhand from the 11. He goes wall to wall. Rebote forehand. That took off. Escapes. Hit the rail. Point 2. 2 with 3 points. Here's post 3. The white shirts return. CRB and Kubala. Here's a catch by Kubala. Backhand. Wall to wall. Rebote coming out. Rebote left side by Cool Fitness. Here's Kubala. Ben, fine catch at the 13. Big right side. CRB from the 8. Rebote. Left side to the inside. Kubala's there. Ben calls for the catch. Backhand from the 11. Ben again from deep in the backcourt to the inside. Kubala from the 11. Ben, good scoop. Here's the backhand. Powerful throw. Kubala's there. Ben advances, takes that one low. Tipped. Point 3. Three with 3 points. Receiving. Black shirts at post 5. Ikeda and Bragley. Kendall, we're all fine here. Thank you very much for asking. Go Cherry is just not in the program. He is not injured. He is just not here. And Frankie waiting for the Ocala Fronton to open. I don't know. Maybe one day. Hey, as long as it's standing, there's always a chance, right? Bragley on the forehand to the inside. Kubala, backhand. Powerfully thrown. To the corner. Ikeda, rebote save. CRB's on it, lining up. What a catch by Ikeda. There's the backhand. Great catch off the wall by Kubala. Bragley, powerful forehand. Point 5. 5 team has 2 points. Green shirts of post 4. Flores and Arta. Underserve, point 4. Forward 4 points. Here's post 7. El Barba and Gallo return. It's JBTV. It's been a while. Welcome. Good to see you. Or your screen name, that is. Here's the backhand by Gallo. Arta's there. Low runner will score, point 4. Possible game point for the green shirts of post 4. Trying to stop them. Jedden and Cabrera, post 6. Hopefully a good kind of busy, JB. There's a backhand by Cabrera. Arts on it. Backhand, 2-all to Jedden. Jedden, drop shot. Cortado scores. Point 6. Play continues. Red at post 1. Juice and Ron. Here's a backhand by Ron. Cabrera's there. Low runner to the inside. That was dying. Ron made a fine catch. Big backhand. Rebote for Jedden. Jedden outside placement of the forehand rebote. Ron gets in there, sends it up the middle. Rebote by Ron. Cabrera, 2-all rebote. Juice stops it. Backhand cut by Cabrera. Ron on the rebote, he passed Juice. Rebote forehand. Oh, that took off and hit the overhead screen. Point 6. Possible game point for the yellow shirts of post 6. That's Jedden and Cabrera trying to stop them. Bueno in Tennessee. Tennessee advances, take this in the air. Hard throw. Ball tip, point 8. Possible game point for the purple shirts post 8. Bueno and Tennessee trying to stop them. Cool Fitness and Ben. Ben on the catch. Backhand from the 11. Ball tip, point 2. Possible game point this time for the 2-post. Cool Fitness and Ben trying to stop them. The white at post 3. CRB and Kubala. Big backhand. Rebote coming out. Rebote to the outside. Up the middle, actually. Kubala hustles. He makes a save. Here's Ben. Backhand by Ben. Caught by CRB. Rebote forehand to the inside. Kubala gets there. Ben on the catch. Backhand from the 11. Kubala again. Backhand. Ben now from the 11, backhand. Rebote. Ball tipped, point 3. Possible game point, white shirts post 3, CRB and Kubala trying to stop them. Ikeda and Bragley. Bragley advances, makes a fine catch, hard throw to the inside. Wow. Good duck. Very good duck. Very good duck. We like the ducking. Five on the board with 4 points. Here's post 7. Barber and Gallo. Backhand by Gallo. Ikeda, Robote forehand. Light and inside. Oh, El Barber reached in and made a great catch. Robote by Gallo for the big bounce. Bragley's there from the 11. Hard throw. Gallo, 0.5. Game is locked. 5 has 6, 4 has 6. 5 serves to 4 for the game. Beautiful catch by Bragley off a hard throw by Arta. Arta winds up, fakes it, drops it inside to score on the second bounce. 4 wins it, 5 serves to 6. Sorry, 6 serves to 5. You got it. 6 serves to 5. Just make sure everybody's paying attention. Second, third place. Scoop high on the left side of Cabrera. Rotate forehand for the big bounce. Ikeda calls for it, makes the save on the right side. Big bounce on the wall, difficult catch by Cabrera. He still goes for a backhand 2-all. Ikeda catches it in the middle of the court. Jedden, fine catch off the wall. That backhand, though, caught the screen. 5 places, 6 shows. Unofficial order finish, 4-5-6 for our first game. What a rambunctious first game that was. I'll tell you, as we wind down the season, it always gets to be fun around here. Winning game 1, post 4. Flores and Arta taking second, post 5. Ikeda and Bragley coming in third, post 6. Jedden and Cabrera, 4-5-6. Official order finish for our first game. There are your prices. $2 Quinella, 4-5. 36.80. Trifecta, 4-5-6. That's first, second, and third place finishing. $637.20. A $2 wager on 4 to win, $7.80. Up next, ladies and gentlemen, is our second game. It is a spectacular 7 singles match. Play to 7 points. Points will double after the first round of play. No scratches in game 2, but if you're looking further along in the program, beginning in game 5, Coach Sherry is scratched in all his scheduled appearances today. Up next, we're looking at game 2, no scratches. Game 2 will begin the early pick 3. Post time, just less than 5 minutes. Good luck. Is rambunctious a good word for it?
Yeah. You know, it's good energy. It's a Tuesday. It's an important game day coming up today, so I think people are trying to stay loose.
Game day battle court wise?
Game day battle court.
Okay.
Then again, I look at the bench, and I don't know if any of those guys that are playing tonight are the ones that are rambunctious. Yeah, I don't think so. I don't think so.
To describe that team's overall demeanor, the team I think you're referring to,
Well, it could both teams, really. Yeah. I mean,
rambunctious doesn't come to mind.
no. Not.
Serious,
I guess both of the teams, really.
intense.
Today. Yeah.
Who's playing who, by the way?
Well, it's the Chargers and the Warriors.
Yeah, that's a lot of serious guys there.
Yeah. Which is good. You know, we
Absolutely.
like it. Professional, serious, and then usually some great matches.
Absolutely.
And then you add the element with the playoffs on the line, too, and it should be a good day here still. Good play in that first game, and the rare 4-5-6. What was the Quinella we didn't get this year? Was it 5-6?
I'd have to look
said
at
it
Tiger.
yesterday.
I have to look at Tiger.
I thought it was the 5-6.
Yeah, I think it may be the 5-6.
So we were close. Couple extra minutes until we begin game 2 here. For any new Highlight fans joining us for the first time, take a look at this video that explains in simpler terms how Highlight is played.
The main rule of highlight is simple. Players must catch and return the ball in one fluid motion. Sounds easy enough, right? So how do you win? You can win a matchup simply if your opponent overserves, underserves, or serves the ball out of bounds. On the flip side, your opponent wins the matchup if the serve is so good that you fail to catch and return the ball to the front wall. If your opponent fails to catch the ball before it bounces twice on the ground, or if your opponent's cesta makes contact with the ball but doesn't catch it, then in both of those cases, you win the matchup. You can also win a matchup if the ball bounces around in your opponent's cesta during an attempted catch. This is called juggling, and it's illegal in highlight. Another way to win a matchup is if your opponent throws the ball and it lands out of bounds on its return from the wall. The overall game strategy for a highlight player is to make it difficult for an opponent to reach the ball in time or to execute a rebuttal play.
And we are back here now. 3 minutes to the start of game number. 2 minutes to the start of game 2.
What number are you looking at, Andrew?
I told you it hasn't been a great start for me, and it's
all
now it's past almost 2 p.m. and it's still still on the
Could
same
someone bring
path.
Andrew a cord for his Apple product?
I put it away. I'm not even playing the game of how much energy can I save. I'm just they'll bring it out for battle court.
Either that, or you could ask Scott. Say, hey, I think I'm due for an award because I don't know if folks know, but that's the preferred, most improved coaches award.
Do I get the most improved announcer award? It's the 5th year in a row. Stu wins MVP. I win most improved.
I don't think I'll get an MVP. I don't think but I don't know how much room for improvement I have, to be honest. Well, in Scott's world, quite a bit. I mean, he wanted a very particular type of announcing, and I was not sure I could deliver. It was really the first time we met. We were doing all that practicing for 5 months at North Miami, and I never met Scott.
Oh.
Then we got here, and he didn't want to talk to me about the practicing. He wanted to talk to me about the announcing. And it was a serious conversation. And then I smiled and I nodded, told him it was nice to meet him. I looked at Dan and I said, I don't know if I could do that.
I don't know.
I don't know if I could deliver on what he's looking for. And we came to a happy medium, like somewhere in between.
Yeah.
Like he liked the play-by-play. I just had nothing else to offer. Like the stuff that I'm doing now. And he said, just talk, just be you. And Dan was like, we need to be careful with him being him. We need to be careful.
He didn't know.
Yeah, we need to be careful with him being him.
I think it all worked out. Here we are, Stu. Game 2. Let's begin.
Do you, Andrew? Do you think it all worked out?
Yeah.
The book hasn't been written yet. We don't know.
At least the first couple chapters are looking positive.
Those
so
chapters look
good,
all right.
you
Yeah,
know?
that's a good way of putting it. First couple chapters are good. We're ready to begin game 2. It is a spectacular 7. Singles match. Played to 7 points. Points doubling after the first round of play. Up first in serving. Red shirt of post 1 is Ron, receiving in the blue of post 2. CRB. Ron serves. We begin. Oh, tip ball. Off the serve. No Instagram today. White shirt of post 3. Arta receives. Arta on the catch. Here's the backhand. Ooh, Ron. Stopped the ball at the 9 line. Rebote by Arta. He went for it. That hit the pad. Point 1. Receiving the green shirt, post 4. Here's Bueno. Here's a backhand by Bueno. Powerfully thrown to the inside. Rebote. Forehand. Backhand by Ron. Rebote saved by Bueno. He goes to the floor to make the play. Ron had it for the costado. He even knew what he was going to throw. And yet, 4 gets the point. I like the slightly more narrative. Black shirt of post 5. Jedden receives. What do you think? Went on the backhand, powerfully thrown. Jedden takes off. He's at the 5 line. Oh, just missed it. Point 4. Yellow shirt of post 6. Cabrera receives. Cabrera with the soft carom. Bueno reads it well. Carom ball thrown back. Scoop. Here's the scoop, too. Costi, a little to the outside. Costello, 2 all. That one opens and scores. Well played by Bueno and Cabrera. Point 6. Pink shirt of post 7. Kubala receives. Here's a backhand by Kubala. Rebote forehand in the overhead screen. Point 7. Here now to complete the first round and receive. Purple shirt, post 8. Bragley. Rebote is out. Point 8. Bragley gets the last point of the first round. All matchups are worth 2 points now through the end of the game. First to return the blue of post 2, CRB. Here's a backhand by CRB. Rebote. Rebote forehand to the inside. CRB's there. Backhand from the 10. CRB. 2-all, 2-score, point 2. 2 with 2 points. Here's post 3. Arta. Powerful backhand. Rabote. Rabote left side. Scoop attempt. Missed. Point 2. 4 points for the 2 post. Here's the red post 1. Worn by Ron. Backhand by Ron, powerfully thrown wall to wall from the left side. Rabote. Ron gets it in the air, winds up. Point 1. 1 with 4 points. Black shirt at post 5 receiving. Jedden. Underserve in singles. Point 5. Green shirt at post 4. Bueno receive. Rabote forehand by Bueno. Powerfully thrown. Jedden. Good Rabote save. Point 4. 4 with 4 points. Here's post 6, Cabrera. Cabrera on the backhand to the inside. Clean miss. Bueno plays the Rabote. Cabrera's there, winding up. Costa. Wow. Out. Point 4. Possible game point for the green shirt at post 4, Bueno. Trying to stop him. Kubala. There's a backhand by Kubala. Rabote coming out. Rabote forehand. Threading the needle, and Bueno's there. Bueno hard to the inside. Kubala's there. Rabote forehand. Kubala makes the catch. Fakes the 2-all. Bueno, great grab at the 8 line. Backhand. Kubala's there. Backhand from the 10. Rabote forehand. Light touch. 2-all. Out. Point of game, post 4, Bueno. 4 wins it, 2 serves to 1. This is a playoff for second and third place. Powerful backhand by Ron. Rabote 2-all. Opens. Ron stops it. Powerful forehand by Ron. Will score. 1 places, 2 shows. Unofficial order finish. 4-1-2. Your prices will be up in a moment. Results from Game 2 are official. Coming in first, post 4, Bueno. Taking second, post 1, Ron. Coming in third, post 2, CRB. 4-1-2, the official order of finish for Game 2. Up next, ladies and gentlemen, is our third game. But before that, let's talk about the prices. Wow, it's not just the players, it's contagious. Prices from Game 2. Quinella, 1-4-14-60. Trifecta, 4-1-2, 167.40. $2 wager on post 4 to win, $14.20. Our early daily double, the 4-4. $2 wager returning $124. Up next now, Game 3. Spectacular 7. Doubles match. Play to 7 points. Points double after the first round of play. Game 3 also begins the high five for today. To play the high five, correctly pick the winners of games 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. It's a pick 5 wager. If you do so correctly, and you have the only ticket that does so, you can cash in on the high five. Don't forget, the high five will be forced out in a mandatory payout 1 week from today. Post time for Game 3 in the high five, now less than 7 minutes. Good luck. And for those of you betting the high five, don't forget that beginning in Game 5, Go Sherry is scratched in all his scheduled appearances. It's again, all his scheduled appearances. Bote save. There's a backhand by Kubala. Bote coming out. Outside placement by Anderluck scores. There's a backhand by Ben. Carballo on the catch. Backhand. One-handed grab by Carballo at the 10 line. Manu on the catch. Scoop by Nicholas. Ooh, that was pretty. Iro to the corner, out to the Rebote. Forehand, Karam Rebote by Benny scores. Thrown hard to pass. Iro turns, he makes the Rebote. Light to the inside. Ricochetti winding up. To the inside he goes, Hiro's there. Hiro. Split court. Oh, what a catch by Go Sherry. There's a backhand by Manny. 2-all. It's not open. Manny stops it. Sidearm Karam lands in perfect and scores. Arrow on the catch. Scoop by Manu. That's beautiful. Manu on the catch. He winds up. Estado 2-all is in and scores. What a catch by Inaki. What a catch by Jairo. Robote forehand. Does not pass. Stopped by Jairo. Jairo. What a catch again by Inaki. Douglas powerfully thrown. Gaucheri switches to the Robote. Douglas, beautiful catch at the 7 line. Backhand. Thrown just over Gaucheri's head. Gaucheri to the inside. Douglas on the catch. 2-all. Scores.
Right. Folks, sorry, that top 10 there takes us down under a minute till the start of game number 3. Game 3 does begin. The high 5 today. Reminder of the Scratch Gaucheri. We can actually run through it for you. Beginning in game 5, post 5, Scratch Gaucheri, replace him with Bueno. Game 6, post 5, Scratch Gaucheri, replace him with Manu. Game 7, post 4, Scratch Gaucheri, replace him with Ikeda. Those will be the 3 scratches that impact the high 5. Game beginning here in a little under a minute. Bueno with the win there in game number 2, just his 3rd singles win this year. Numbers have been solid, 15 and 25 in the money. 3 wins, 9 places, and now 3 shows. Let's play game 3.
We are ready to begin game 3. It is a spectacular 7 doubles match. Played to 7 points. Points double after the first round of play. Up first and serving in the red shirts, post 1, Cool Fitness and Ben. Receiving in the blue of post 2, Juice and Ron. Here's the serve by Cool Fitness. We've begun. Juice takes the serve. 2 players got there. Cool Fitness came up with it. Here's Ron. Great catch. Safe throw. Robote by Ben. Nicely played. Juice attacks. Another light touch. Good read by Ron. Ben with control, keeps it inside. Here's Ron on the backhand from the 10 line. Ben on the catch, backhand from the 10. Backhand 2-all. Scoop by Cool Fitness. Scoop by Ron. Ron, hard to the back wall, Robote. Backhand 2-all is out, off the court, and out of play. Point 1. White shirts, post 3. Bueno and Tennessee receive. Tennessee from the forehand. Ben comes up with a clutch catch behind the 12. Big backhand follows. Bueno's there. Cool Fitness, backhand. Point 3. Green shirts, post 4, take the court. It's El Barba and Gallo. There's a backhand by Gallo. Bueno on the backhand. Gallo from the 13. Robote. Robote left side by Barba. Caught on the forehand of Bueno. Bueno with the cortada. That scores point 3. Three with 2 points. Here's post 5. The black shirts receive Ikeda and Bragley. Forehand by Tennessee. Scoop on the forehand of Ikeda. Cortada by Ikeda. Will score, point 5. Yellow shirts, post 6. Flores and Arta receive. Backhand by Arta to the inside. Ikeda, fine catch at the side wall. Bragley from the 12 line. The reach, missed, point 5. Pink shirts, post 7. Jedden is in the front court with Cabrera in the back. Here's a backhand by Cabrera. Ikeda tracks it to the 10 line. Jedden on the catch. Robote forehand. Cabrera's there. Backhand 2-wall is out, even further out than Ron's was before. Yeah, it was. That's pretty bad. Point 5. 5 with 3 points. Here's post 8. Purple shirts. Serbia and Kubala. There's a backhand by Kubala. Robote. Ikeda calls for it. Inside it goes. Kubala's there. Powerful throw. This one caught by CRB. Point 5. Five with 4 points. Here's post 2. Juice and Ron. Here's a backhand by Ron. Robote, forehand. Ball tip, point 5. 5 has gone 6 straight. They have possible game point. Receiving, right at post 1. Cool Fitness. And Ben. Scoop by Ikeda. Powerful forehand on the return. Robote bends in a perfect position to make this save. Ikeda from the 5 line. Hard to the inside. Ben again. Did not get there. That is point and a perfect game to the black shirts of post 5. Ikeda and Bragley. No playoff here. 3 places, 1 shows. 5-3-1. Unofficial order of finish. Have your prices up in a moment. Results are official. Coming in first, post 5. Taking second, post 3-1. Comes in third, 5-3-1. Official order of finish. $2 Canelo 3-5. $20.80. Trifecta 5-3-1. 118.60. $2 wager on 5 to win. $8.40. Up next, ladies and gentlemen, is game 4. A spectacular 7 singles match. Played to 7 points. Points double after the first round of play. No scratches in game 4. Game 4 will close out today's early pick 3. Post time. Now 5 minutes away. Good luck. And yes, we do have time to answer this question. Flaco Dior. I don't know if you're going to read this. I am reading it. But how do we become eligible to play this sport? So, on this particular roster, this particular group of players that you're seeing, the player with the least experience has 5 years of combined amateur and professional experience. Our most seasoned veteran began playing professional highlight in 1997. So he has 25 years of professional highlight experience. So how you become qualified to play highlight is you play amateur first, you learn how to play. And there's not a lot of places you can do that, let's be honest. If you're in the state of Connecticut, there is. If you're in the city of Miami or South Florida, there is. If you happen to be in Spain or France, definitely. Mexico, definitely. And you dedicate a lot of years to it, and you get to the point where you're able to beat the competition. And then you get a tryout at a facility like ours. And if you're able to keep up with the guys on the court, you may be considered for a position. Sufficient answer for you? You live in Connecticut, that's perfect. So what city is that amateur court in? Berlin, yeah. Right? Berlin, Connecticut. Connecticut Amateur Highlight. You can take a look it up online. They actually have their amateur games on, YouTube. And I do know that they offer training. Very enthusiastic bunch of highlight enthusiasts up there from when highlight used to be played. When highlight was played in Connecticut, 1976 to 2001, before Milford closed. It was played Hartford, Milford, and Bridgeport. Thanks, Highlight, for jumping in there. But yes, in Berlin, Connecticut, there is an amateur facility. So look it up. Give it a try. We are beginning second half of the program. Game 4, a warm-up for some of our veterans and a few of the better players. I guess we can call them better players. For instance, the guy I was talking about before is out there in post 8 in purple, Manny. Manny began in the United States. He began his professional career at Fort Pierce in 2001. He's played highlight without scratching professionally in the United States for 24 years. And then 5 years before that in Mexico. Just under 2 minutes to go before we begin game number 4. Game 4 singles match. No scratches in game 4. Beyond that, go Sherry. Scratched games 5, 6, 7, and 8. Highlight also providing you with the address right there. So use the interweb to see how far it is from your house. Whether or not you think it's worth the drive. Could be fun.
Right.
But I would not approach it with an expectation that you'll be ready to play professional highlight with less than 2 years. That would be impressive.
My net follow-up question would be, what sport experience does he have? Yeah, because some skills I would say translate better than others. You know, if you play baseball, lacrosse, tennis, like racket sports, coordination, that'll certainly help. But it's not, you know, it's not a magic formula to help you catch. Because as I've said before, this is the most difficult sport for an American athlete to play for the first time. Yeah, it is. But good luck. We love the enthusiasm and good to have you here.
Time to begin game 4. It is a spectacular 7 singles match. Play to 7 points. Points will double after the first round of play. Up first and serving the red shirt of post 1 is Ikeda. Receiving in the blue of post 2, Hiro. Ikeda serves. 4th game's begun. Here's the backhand. Robote forehand to the inside. Hiro moves up to take that in the air. Robote coming in low. Ikeda makes a save. Hiro from the 9 line. Point 2. White shirt at post 3. Julian receives. Good for you, Flocka de York. Try it out. Here's Julian on the backhand. Hiro's there. Robote forehand. Scoop by Hiro. There's a backhand. Hiro at the 7 line. Backhand. Hard throw to the inside. Rotate forehand. Catch by Hiro. Hiro goes low and hard. That scores. Point 2. Green shirt, post 4, number 40, Goanaga receives. Underserve, point 4. Black shirt at post 5 receiving. Lalu. Here's a backhand by Lalu to the inside. Rebote. Philo Rebote. It's out. Yellow shirt to post 6. Manu receives. Scoop tip, 0.5. 502 points. Here's post 7. Benny. Excellent catch by Benny off a hard serve by Lalu. 27. Here now to complete the first round and receive. Purple shirt, post 8. Manny. Here's a backhand by Manny. Caught on the forehand of Benny. Benny goes deep from the right side. Rebote. A hook. 0.7. We've completed the first round of play. Matchups are worth 2 points now through the end of the game. First to return, the red of post 1, Ikeda. Rebote forehand by Benny, right up the middle. Ikeda, forehand Rebote. Catch by Benny. Backhand to the inside. Ikeda's there. Benny takes this one in the air at the 11 line. Big backhand. That clears the overhead screen. Rebote coming out. Benny from the 7. Rebote forehand save at the side wall. Ikeda has it at the 6. Fakes the carom, puts it inside. It scores. 0.1. Receiving the white shirt at post 3, Julian. There's a backhand by Julian. Ikeda's there. Backhand by Ikeda. Julian now from the 10 line. Hard to the inside. Rebote dropping. Saved by Ikeda. Julian takes it on the bounce at the 11. Rebote forehand. Sidearm carom does not open. Midcourt stop by Julian. Ikeda from the 8. Julian's there. Rebote forehand, bigger bounce. Julian stops it at the 11 line. Ikeda on the right side from the 8. 2 pass. Outside placement by Ikeda scores. Well thrown, 0.1. Wong with 4 points, serving to post 2. Hyro returns. Here's a backhand by Jairo. Bote left side, 2-all. Point 2. Two with 4 points. Here's post 4. Gonaga. There's a backhand by Gonaga. Robote forehand by Jairo. Scoop by Gonaga. Robote forehand, straight back. Gonaga keeps it inside. Jairo makes the stop at the 7 line. Hard throw to the inside. Beautiful save by Gonaga. This one taken on the bounce by Jairo. Going hard to the inside. Robote save by Gonaga. Jairo winds up. Inside placement scores. Point 2. Six points for Jairo in the blue at post 2, trying to stop him. And his possible game point, Manu. Steve Rostocki. Yes, absolutely. 100% great to have Jairo back. Hope you're doing well. Point and game post to Jairo. 2 wins it, 1 places, 5 serves to 7. This is a playoff for 3rd place. Benny on the backhand. Lalu's there. Lalu makes this stop on the outside. Hard throw. Will score. Crossing. 5 shows. Unofficial order finish 2-1-5. Results from game 4 official coming in first, post 2, Jairo taking second, post 1, Ikeda coming in third, post 5, Lalu 2-1-5. The official order finish for game 4. There are your prices. Our early pick 3, 4-5-2, 3 of 3 numbers returning 172 even. A $2 wager on 2 to win returns $8.20. Quinella, 1-2, first and second, in any order, 19-20. Trifecta, 2-1-5, 129 even. Up next, ladies and gentlemen, Game 5, the first of our 2 feature doubles games. Game 5 is played 2, 7 points, with points doubling after the first round of play. There is a scratch. Game 5, post 5, scratch Go Sherry, replace Go Sherry with Bueno. Game 5, post 5, scratch Go Sherry, replace Go Sherry with Bueno. Game 5, post 5 is now Bueno with Ben. Post time for our 5th game, 7 minutes. Good luck. Nice catch by Kubala. Backhand from the 10 line. Hit it powerfully from the forehand. Robote 2-all. That is beautifully executed by Kubala to score. Iñaki backhand from the 11 line. Aratz looks for the rebote. Catch by Iñaki. He winds up. Costello 2-all, opens wide and scores. Rebote forehand. Manu's there. Two all. 0.5. Bote to the inside. Jairo cuts it off at the 8 line. Here's the backhand, a little lower and harder. Bote by Benny. Right to the left side of Jairo. Jairo 2-all. Another one scores. There's backhand by Naki. Rebote, left side, 2-all. That scores. Bote forehand by Jairo. Caught by Gaucheri. Backhand. Low runner. Bote save. The big bounce. Stays to the inside. That's on the wall. Catch by Gaucheri. 2-all scores. 0.4. Catch by Aratz. Aratz midcourt. Nicholas is there. 2-all. In. Two-all. Beautifully executed by Aratz to score. There's a backhand by Manny. Two-all scores, 0.2. Backhand by CRB. El Barba passes. Rebote. Scoop by El Barba. The 2-all with a light touch. That's beautiful. That scores.
And folks, that top 10 will take us here now 2 minutes from the start of game number 5. Game 5 will begin the late doubles. 13 wins for Iñaki and Manu. They are in first place with only 6 late doubles games remaining this season. In second, we have Gaucheri and Ben, 9 wins. And just behind them in third place, Iturbide and Nicholas with 8 wins. Again, with Jairo and Benny back, Jairo and Benny They've been stuck at 6 wins for a while. Still a chance to get back into second place. And also a 3-way tie at 5 wins. Goanaga, Manny, Douglas, Julin, and Alex and Aratz. Going to need to go on a run, but still looks like 7 of the 8 teams in the mix for a bonus prize. At this point, we'll see where these last wins go. And with that, let's begin our 5th game.
Ladies and gentlemen, time to begin our 5th game. It is a spectacular 7 doubles match. Played to 7 points, points doubling after the first round of play. Up first and serving the red shirts, post 1, Jairo and Benny. Receiving in the blue, post 2, Alex and Aratz. There's the serve. We begin. Point 1. Receiving the white shirts, post 3, Arutia and Lalu. Point 3. Green shirts, post 4, Iturbide and Nicholas receive. There's a backhand by Nicholas. Lalu is there. Here's a backhand by Arutia. Lalu, backhand to the inside. Nicholas advances, takes it on the bounce. Here's the backhand. Powerful backhand by Nicholas. Robote coming out to the 6th line. Lalu takes it in the air at the 11. Arutia takes it on the bounce. Mid-court placement picked up on the costado of Iturbide. Backhand by Lalu. Wall-to-wall from the left side. Robote. Forehand by Iturbide. Arutia is there. Backhand from the 8. Scoop by Nicholas. Ball tipped at the side wall. Point 4. Black shirts, post 5. In the front court, substituting for Go Sherry is Bueno. Receiving in the back court, Ben. There's a backhand by Nicholas. Robote. Bueno from the 7. Backhand. Thrown hard to the inside. Nicholas is there. Ben goes to the corner. Backhand from the 13. Catch by Ben on the forehand. Nicholas now from the 10 line. Backhand. Hard throw. Ben's there. Bueno back to the 10 line, makes a grab on the left side. He goes deep. Nicholas on the backhand. Bends down low, backhand from the 10. Ben again, backhand from the 11. Great catch by Ben at the 12 line. Costado in the pad, 0.5. Receiving, yellow shirts of post 6. Kawanaga and Manny. Scoop by Ben. Manny from the 10 line. Backhand. Caught by Ben in the air at the 11. Gonaga calls for the rebote. Inside it goes. Ben's there. At the sidewall. Backhand from the 11. Point 6. Pink shirts post 7. Iñaki and Manu. There's a backhand by Manny. Manny from the right side. Iñaki on the backhand. He goes deep. Rebote. Forehand. Saved by Goanaga. Rebote dropping. Inaki's there at the 9 line. Goanaga picks it up on the bounce. Drop shot. Caught by Inaki. Inaki midcourt. Backhand to the inside. Magic City bounce. Way to the outside. Good effort by Goanaga. That will score. See, Inaki, sometimes the sidewall is your friend. 0.7. Very rarely, though. Purple shirts, post 8 to complete the first round of play. We have Douglas and Julian. Usually never goes his way. That's why I said it. It's just... Nicholas gets hit. Inaki gets bad bounces. Julian on the forehand. High and hard from the right side. A rebote. Douglas will take that in the air. Backhand. What a catch by Manu. Manu takes us in the air at the 12 line. Backhand. Rebote. Left side. Julian on the right side from the 12. Rebote by Inaki. Douglas aggressively on the bounce. Costado opens and scores. 0.8. We've completed the first round of play. Matchups are worth 2 points now through the end of the game. First to return the blue post 2. Alex and Aratz. Low runner to the inside, stopped on the forehand of Julian. Rebote forehand. Aratz is there. Douglas from the 8. Big bounce, brought down by Julian. Julian on the right side, passing. Rebote for Alex. Julian advances, forehand from the 8. Aratz is there. Robote left side. Douglas takes that on the bounce. Costado to pass. Straight to the back wall. Alex makes the save. Good catch by Aratz. Julian from the 9 line. Big backhand by Julian. Robote coming out. Alex calls for the Robote, plays from the 9 line to the Costado of Douglas. Douglas rifles that inside, and Aratz is right there. Robote saved by Julian. Nicely played. Alex. Great catch. And the return will score. Well played by all 4 players, point 2. Receiving the red shirts, post 1, Jairo and Benny. Thank you, Frankie. We try. We try. Benny moves in. Powerful backhand from the 10 line. Benny's there. Cortada by Alex is stopped by Jairo. Jairo with a great catch. Backhand by Benny. Benny again, this time from the 10 line. Robote. Robote left side. Benny makes the catch. Powerful backhand by Benny, low and hard, and Alex has it on the tip of the cesta at the 8 line. Here's a backhand by Benny. Goes wall to wall, almost to Aratz. Cut it off in the corner. Rotate forehand by Jairo. Big backhand by Benny. This one goes wall to wall. Alex. Rotate rifle to the inside. Little extra kick. Jairo on the Robote. Looking for that big bounce. You got it. Aratz under the bridge makes the Robote play. Beautiful catch by Alex at the side wall. Big backhand follows. Benny again, backhand from the 10. Scoop by Benny on the left side. Benny on the forehand, high and hard to the front wall. Robote by Alex, midcourt, big bounce, brought in by Benny. Benny on the backhand. Great catch by Aratz on the bounce. Robote, forehand by Alex. That stays high. Benny's looking for the save at the side wall. Alex attacks. Point 1, tip ball. Jairo serving to the returning 3 team, Arrutia and Lalu. Lalu on the catch. Here's the backhand. Jairo now from the left side. Backhand. Beautifully caught by Lalu. Robote, left side. Big bounce brought down by Benny at the 8. Low and hard by Benny. Goes off the frame of Lalu Sesta deep in the backcourt, point 1. Possible game point, red shirts at post 1. Jairo and Benny trying to stop them. Green at post 4, Iturbide and Nicholas. Here's a backhand by Nicholas. Benny for the rebote. Well played. Caught on the forehand of Iturbide. Benny again, difficult rebote. He keeps this one inside. Perfectly played, wonderfully caught by Nicholas. Jairo, rebote midcourt. Backhand by Nicholas, powerfully thrown. Rebote forehand. Caught by Benny. Benny from the 12 line. Right up the middle to the left side of Iturbide. Iturbide rifles it back. Benny makes the stop. Excellent catch by Nicholas. Benny at the 13. Nicholas again, backhand from the 9. This is a powerful throw. Rebote kicks all the way to the 5 line. Fired by the forehand of Jairo. Benny on the catch, backhand from the 11. Iturbide gets in there at the side wall. Big backhand from the 9 line. Rebote forehand by Jairo. Nicholas makes the catch. Powerful backhand by Nicholas. Rebote comes way out. Jairo rips it to the inside. Nicholas is there. Backhand. Powerfully thrown, and Benny with a great catch. That ball clips the sidewall. It's to the outside. Iturbide, good read and a fine save. Here's Benny going low and hard. Nicholas calls for it. Backhand. Rebote. Forehand by Jairo. Catch by Nicholas. Benny alone makes the save. Iturbide takes it on the bounce. Powerful costado. Benny stays close to the front wall. Throws the cortada. That will score for the win. Excellent play by Jairo and Benny. All 4 players, actually. Point in game, post 1. Jairo and Benny. One wins it 2 places. 5, 6, 7, 8, 3, and 4. Play off for 3rd place. 5 first serves to 6. Here's a backhand by Manny. Catch by Bueno. Point 5. 7 now serves to 8. Powerful forehand by Julian. Manu is there. Big backhand by Manu. Rebote. Rebote forehand by Douglas. Stopped by Iñaki. Julian, great catch. Backhand from the 11 line. Stays high. All the way to the back wall. Douglas calls for the rebote. Powerfully played from the 8 line. Here's Manu. Douglas now from the 9. Backhand. Catch by Manu at the 13. Rebote forehand by Douglas. Inaki comes up with a great grab at the side wall at the 8. Julian. High from the forehand, stopped by Inaki. Manu from the 11. Julian's there. Inaki to the outside, Rebote to the inside. Julian from the 10. Big bounce. Rebote save. Outside placement by Inaki. perfectly executed to score. Point 7. 3 now serves to 4. The winner of this point meets 5 and 7, and then continuing playoff for third place. Nicholas on the backhand. Robote, forehand. Powerful, powerful backhand. Robote coming out. Urrutia is there. Scoop by Lalu. Backhand. Thrown powerfully wall to wall from the 11 line. And that scores point 3. 5, 7, and 3 remain in the playoff for third place. 5 first serves to 7. Oh, first serve, point 7. Possible show point. Receiving, post 3. Urrutia, Lalu. Manu turns and saves a beautiful Robote. Urrutia aggressively. He drops it inside. Inaki's on it. Inaki, drop shot. Scores. 7 shows. Unofficial order finish. 1, 2, 7. Your prices will be up in a moment. Results from Game 5 are official as posted. Coming in first, post 1, Jairo and Benny. Taking second, post 2, Alex and Aratz. Coming in third, post 7, Inaki and Manu. There are your prices. $2 quinella, 1, 2. That's first and second in any order. $27.20. The trifecta, 1, 2, 7. First, second, and third place finishing. $264 even. $2 wager on 1 to win, $9. Up next, ladies and gentlemen, is Game 6. It is a spectacular 7 singles match. Played to 7 points, with points doubling after the first round of play. There is 1 scratch. Game 6, post 5. Scratch Gosheri. Replace Gosheri with Manu. Game 6, post 5. Scratch Gosheri. Replace Gosheri with Manu. Post time for Game 6. 5 minutes. Good luck.
Douglas reaches on the inside to cut it off. Hard throw, wall to wall. Dropping in the corner. Jairo's got the save. Douglas waiting for it again off his footing. Drops it to the inside. Jairo with a big bounce. Makes the catch up high on the left side.
So 2-all stop by Manny. Manny's forehand return. What a beautiful catch by Carballo at the 10 line. By Manny. Manny to the inside. Gosheri reads it, stops it with the scoop. Here's the backhand at the 12. Scoop by Manny. Excellent catch by Aratz. Scoop by Gaucheri. There's a backhand by Douglas, powerfully thrown. Robote coming out. Inaki, Robote saved the inside. Douglas is there. Goes to the inside. What a scoop by Iñaki. Here's a backhand by Robin. Low runner to the inside. Robote left side by Ben. Robin on the catch. Here's the backhand. What a scoop by Robin. CRB. Robote, left side. What a scoop by CRB. Excellent play by Nicholas there at the screen. Arrow on the catch. Scoop by Manu. That's beautiful.
And folks, that top 10 will take us right up to the start of game number 6. Good luck.
It is time to begin our 6th game. It is a spectacular 7 singles match. Played to 7 points. Points will double after the first round of play. Game 6 does begin the late pick 3 for today. Up first and serving, the red shirt of post 1, Iñaki. Receiving in the blue of post 2, Nicholas. American Animal, a tip for Andrew. Thank you very much. There's a serve by Iñaki. We have begun. Iñaki from the 9 line, backhand. Robote forehand by Nicholas. Iñaki's there. 2-all, opens, and scores. Point 1, Iñaki first up on the board in our 6th game. That'll bring to the court the white shirt at post 3, Douglas. There's a backhand by Douglas. Rebote forehand by Inaki. Got his sister right on the wall to make that play. Nicely done. Inaki from the 9 line. Passing. 2-all by Douglas. Stop by Inaki. Point 3. Green shirt at post 4. Iturbide receives. Well, the tip is appreciated one way or the other. Thank you very much. We enjoy your being here. Very much. Costado got Tito. Sorry. You all right? You know, the 5th time you get hit, you get a trophy. So I think you're like 3 there. Point 3. Manu receives, black at post 5. Here's Manu on the backhand. Hard throw to the inside. Rebote. Forehand by Douglas. Caught by Manu. Oh, dropped it on the backswing. Point 3. 3 with 3 points. Here's post 6. The yellow shirt, Alex. Backhand by Alex. Wall to wall from the left side. Rotate forehand. Douglas on the catch. Fakes the 2-all. Great catch by Alex. Alex to the inside. Douglas is there. Douglas from the 7 line. Rebote. For Alex to the outside. Douglas follows it. Stops it. Powerful throw. Alex played that on the rebote. What a catch by Douglas. Sick point. Costalo 2-all is out. My, oh my. Point 3. Rotz receives. Pink at post 7. Douglas on the catch. Here's the backhand. What a catch by Rotz. Rebote forehand. Rotz is there. 2-all. Caught the pad. Point 3. 3 with 5 points. Here now to complete the first round and receive the purple shirt at post 8. Rutia. Here's a backhand by Rutia. That clears the overhead screen. Douglas reaches in to make the rebote save. He passes. Rutia, 2-all. That's out. Point 3. Straight points to a possible game point. For the white shirt at post 3, Douglas. Trying to stop him. Nicholas. There's a backhand by Nicholas. Rebote coming out. Nicholas, great catch. Oh, that was low. Point and a perfect game. Post 3, Douglas. 3 wins it. 1 places 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 2. Playoff for 3rd place. 4 first serves to 5. Costello by Manu opens and scores. Point 5. Six serves to 7. Point 6. 8 now serves to 2. The winner of this point meets 5 and 6 in the continuing playoff for show. Rod's having some difficulties with that 2-all today. There's backhand by Nicholas, caught by Arrutia. Arrutia goes deep. Robote. Two all by Nicholas. That's well played and scoring. Point 2. 5, 6, and 2 playing off for 3rd place. 5 serves to 6. Backhand 2-all by Alex. The Guillermina from the 13 scores.
Yeah.
Possible show point for Alex. Nicholas receives. That lands in and scores. Six shows. Unofficial order finish, 3-1-6. Your price will be up in a moment.
Winning game 6, post 3, Douglas. He had a perfect game. Taking second, post 1, Inaki. Coming in third, post 6, Alex. 3-1-6, now official for game 6. Douglas to win. $2 on the 3, returns 12.20. The Quinella 1-3, 16.60. Trifecta 3-1-6, 187.20. Up next, got game number 7. Spectacular 7 scoring. Up to 7 points. Points double after all matchups in the first round of play. Look out, there is 1 scratch. Post 4. Gosheri is out. Ikeda will go in. Again, post 4. Scratch Gosheri. Replace him with Ikeda. It's reflected on the entries right now on your screen. Post time coming up in just about 7 minutes. Good luck. And folks, let's take a look. My goodness, look at that. Look at that handicapping. Wow. So 2, 3, 5, 6, and 7 will pay out the jackpot, $2,000. It looks like there are multiple tickets that have the 1. So even if you hit all 5 numbers, remember you have to be the only person with that ticket to claim the full jackpot prize. And then 4 and 8. consolation. So we'll see what happens in Game 7 up next in just 6 minutes.
Outside placement scores for Arat. Ball taking an odd bounce off the back wall. El Barba advances, takes it on the bounce at the 4 line. Outside placement. Placed outside well to score. Catch. Key to the inside, low and hard. Kabbalah, nice grab at the 11 line. Outside placement scores for Ikeda. Backhand by Aratz. Benny's there. Here's backhand by Benny. Wall to wall. Rotate forehand, drop shot. Benny gets there, stops it. Outside placement, scores. Manny on the catch. Pika. Stopped by Aratz. Drop shot by Aratz. Manny takes off. He gets there. Rifles it outside to score. Backhand by Anderluck. Catch by Bragley. Backhand by Bragley. That clears the overhead screen. Anderluck outside placement of the forehand rebote is in. One. Hello. Tennessee's there. Kabbalah moving out to the 5 line to turn the rebote. Outside placement scores. Here's the backhand by Manu again. Rebote forehand. Outside placement of the forehand rebote scores. Here's a catch by Benny. Backhand by Gaucheri. In, pointing.
And folks, that top 10 takes us here under a minute to the start of game 7. Again, look at that high 5 board. 2, 3, 5, 6, and 7 will pay out the full jackpot. And don't forget, when we return next week, we'll be a force out of the high 5 again next Tuesday. And what will be our final Pelota day until after summer break. I'll be looking ahead to maybe the first week of September if we do return. Or when we do return. We know we have those tournaments scheduled, so we can say that.
My God, it's a wall of 2000s. What happened when I was away? Went to get something to drink. I came back and the high 5 is...
Yeah. I'll see if somebody can claim that top prize. Good luck. Game 7.
Don't forget, it is being forced out again next Tuesday. We are ready to begin our 7th game. It is a spectacular 7 doubles match. Played to 7 points, with all points doubling after the first round of play. Serving in the red shirts at post 1, Iñaki and Manu. Receiving in the blue at post 2, Douglas and Julian. Julian from the forehand to the inside. Here's Manu. Outside placement scores for Julian. Point 2. 2-team first of all the moored for game 7. I'll explain that in English later. White shirts at post 3. Koenaga and Manny receive. It didn't even sound good to me. Here's Julian on the catch. Backhand to the inside. Rebote dropping is saved by Koenaga. Douglas winding up. Drop shot. Scores on the second bounce. Point 2. Two at 2 points. Here's post 4. The green shirts take to the court. In the front court, substituting for Gaucheri is Ikeda. Receiving in the backcourt, Ben. Douglas cross court, backhand from the 9 line. On the inside the whole way, beautifully thrown, caught by Ben. Here's Julian from the 11 line. Ikeda on the forehand. Douglas, backhand. Douglas now from the 7. High and hard to the back wall. Rebote coming out. Ikeda makes the save. Douglas will take that in the air at the 7 line on the outside. Cortada scores. Point 2. Two on the board with 3 points. Here's post 5. The black shirts, Arutia and Lalu. Here's the backhand by Lalu. Catch by Julian. Lalu from the 11 line. Julian's there. Rebote left side. Julian on the 10 line. Lalu will pick that up on the bounce. This one caught in the air by Julian. Good catch, high on the left side of Lalu. Backhand to the 12 line. Julian's there. Arutia calls for the rebote. It's a 2-all. Douglas follows it out. Takes it on the quick bounce. Cortada returns. Stopped by Lalu. Rebote by Julian. Caught by Urrutia. Urrutia drop shot. 2 players there. Everyone's safe. 0.5. Yellow shirts of post 6 now take to the court. Iturbide and Nicholas. Nicholas advances to make the catch. Powerful backhand follows. Rebote. Forehand by Urrutia. Lalu from the 10 line. Backhand. Lalu again. Backhand from the 10 line. Cosado 2-all by Urrutia scores. 0.5. 2 points for the 5 team. Pink shirts of post 7 now take the court. Jairo and Benny. There's a backhand by Benny. Urrutia calls for the rebote. Keeps it inside. Big bounce brought down by Benny high on the left side. Rebote forehand by Jairo. 2 pass right to the corner. Urrutia reaches back to make the save. Jairo from the 9. Catch by Lalu. The inside's open. He throws it hard, wall to wall. Powerful forehand rebote by Jairo. Saved by Urrutia. Jairo's got it. Scoop by Lalu. Low and hard. Caught by Benny. Benny on the backhand. Low and hard. Caught by Urrutia. What a catch by Benny at the 13. Backhand follows. Lalu, powerful backhand, caught by Benny at the 11. Benny goes deep. Rebote coming out. 2-all. Read by Jairo, stopped by Jairo. That's a difficult catch by Lalu. And it scores, 0.5. 5 with 3 points. Here now to complete the first round and receive. Purple shirts post 8, Alex and Aratz. I mean, that was a great catch. I mean, like a really good catch. Yeah, that Lalu scoopy thing. I don't know, something happens. I'm not announcing, and all of a sudden I just, like, you know, come up with weird words. Like, I don't think I ever said scoopy thing, but it was a scoop. But excellent scoop again by Lalu. Here's the backhand. He's got all the power once he gets it. He's just got to get it. Aratz goes deep. Catch by Lalu. Lalu powerfully from the forehand. Aratz is there. Rebote forehand. Alex makes the catch midcourt. Powerful backhand, wall to wall, out to the rebote. Beautiful catch by Aratz, backhand from the 12. Lalu comes over the top from the right side. Alex takes it on the bounce. Picada cut off on the bounce, high on the left side of Urrutia. Rebote dropping in. Alex makes the save. Lalu from the 12 line. Powerful throw, crossing. Rebote save. Ball tipped at the 12.8. We've completed the first round of play. Matchups are worth 2 points now through the end of the game. First to return, the red of post 1. Iñaki Manu. There's a backhand by Manu. Aratz is there. Backhand. Iñaki from the 9 line. Rebote left side. Catch by Iñaki. Iñaki drops it inside, clips the side wall. Alex has it. Split placement, scores. Well thrown by Alex, point 8. 8 with 3 points, serving to the 3 post. White shirts, Gonaga and Manny. Ernesto in the chat. Yes, we paid homage to Don Francisco Chiruca in his passing yesterday. And no, I never had the chance to see him play live. A few videos. That's about it. Had the pleasure of meeting him a few times. What a gentleman. Catch by Gonaga, backhand. Powerfully thrown. What a catch by Arats. There's a backhand by Manny. Rebote to the inside. Manny takes it on the bounce. Brings it over the top. Catch by Alex. Split placement by Alex will score. Point 8. Possible game point. Purple shirts post 8. Alex and Arats trying to stop them. The green at post 4. Ikeda and Ben. But one thing that you absolutely have to do, though, Chiruca was a backcourter. Has to be considered among the best singles players of all time. If you look at those old Miami highlight records, it was he and Orbea year after year from the late 50s through the 60s. Big right side by Alex. Caught and returned by Ben. Ikeda sends it deep. Arats is there. Backhand from the 11 line. Powerfully thrown. And tipped. Point in game. A perfect game for the purple shirts post 8. Alex and Arats. 2 serves to 5. This is a playoff for second and third place. Lalu on the catch. Backhand. Powerfully thrown. Rebote for Douglas. Scoop by Lalu. Lalu with another hard one off the right side. Here's Julian. Rebote for the big bounce. Stopped by Julian. Lalu turns the Rebote save. Tough play. Here's Douglas. Low and hard. Scores. 2 places, 5 shows. Unofficial order finish, 8-2-5. Your prices will be up in a moment. Results from Game 7 are official. Coming in first, post 8. Alex and Arats, they had a perfect game, taking second, post 2. Douglas and Julian coming in third, post 5. Rutia and Lalu. A high 5 magically somehow lived to fight another day. 5, 2, 1, 3, 8, 4 of 5 numbers returning. $19.40, $382.59 in that carryover. Don't forget, a high 5 will be forced out in a mandatory payout 1 week from today. Quinella 2-8, $117.60. My, what a Quinella. 825 trifecta, 609.60. $2 wager on 8 to win. Now, I do have to say, I am surprised by that. So you got Alex and Arats. I have not looked at how they've been doing. I don't know if people are following that, but it's a strong team. $2 wager on 8 to win, $32.80 in the Quinella, 117.60. My oh my. Okay, up next, Game 8, our final game for the week in advance of Battle Court at 5 p.m. About an hour and 15 minutes from now, when The Warriors will take on the Chargers in an oh-so-important matchup. That's at 5 p.m. Game 8's up first. There's a scratch. Post 7. Scratch Gosheri. Replace Gosheri with Goanaga. Post time for Game 8. About 5 minutes. Good luck.
Remind me of Hustle City, man. Everybody got more than one gig. These one stop, boy, $20.
I'm not your neighborhood Uber driver. I do luxury. And then I have another job. I play highlight.
I have this crazy idea. Do you think we could send something out to all the ex-athletes for the last 20 years and say, we're looking to hire and train highlight players?
When I first got the email, I thought it was pranking me.
I need some clarity on this.
I went on YouTube and I Googled highlight.
I was like,
They paying us, man, and we can win big money.
Let me see what this is all about.
That's what you gotta do. Get some money.
The players taking the court are all athletes you may recognize.
Baseball, football, track and field.
Having the work, play Division I sport, and then I had a child on the way, so I dropped out.
The crack era was tough. Sports in general was a way out of our environment.
It's really game time now, man.
blood, sweat, and tears.
We got the streets on fire.
This is gonna be the first time that my kids will be able to sit in the audience and root for their father.
Who wants it more?
This is a sacrifice I think is going to pay off in the end.
This is a dream for me.
I gotta win.
Can't get drama better than this.
Highlight became the new hustle.
Let's get ready to play.
And folks, that is a trailer for the award-winning documentary about the inaugural season of play right here at Magic City. That is called Magic City Hustle. That is directed by Billy Corbin, creator of Cocaine Cowboys, Screwball the U, and much more. This film highlights the transition of these Magic City athletes from their respective careers in other sports right here to the highlight front on. You can now watch a Magic City Hustle directly from Google Play or iTunes, either rent or buy from either platform. If you buy it for just a few dollars more, you can enjoy it as many times as you like for life.
So the magic question, Stu, who are your top 5 American highlight players in the professional category of all time? Ernesto, we're not going to split hairs with Joey and whether or not he was born in Canada or not. Joey would be number 1. Daniel, the backcourter, of course, would be number 2. Have to throw Marshall. Without question. Marshall Johnson is a name that frequently gets overlooked, but he had fantastic skills. Tremendous skills. The Patty brothers collectively. Wayne and Dennis. Just phenomenal backquarters. And Ernesto has already pointed out that I may or may not have had issues with... Kent and I just never got along. There's no other way to describe it. It's not like I just didn't like him. It's like I don't go out intentionally not wanting to like someone, ever. No. Kent and I never got along from the time we met. We actually did business together. There's a period of time where I made highlight helmets. Okay. This is back in 91 or 92 when, the family was like, no medical school, no money, you got to scrape by. So I was making highlight helmets. No one had made highlight helmets for a while. And Kent was taking them down to Mexico. So we actually did business together. Still didn't particularly like each other. But yeah, Kent, without question, one of the best Americans to ever play the game. So yeah, even though I don't like the guy, it's not like I'm going to keep him off of that list. But Daniel and the Patty brothers, they were just, watching Dennis play at Miami and Fort Pierce and Ocala was just a pleasure. And Wayne, in the back, could be a bit wild, but he was great. And, of course, Tevin. That'll finish it off. Tevin.
Very good, Stu. We do have battle court. It's the Warriors and Chargers. We'll run through the matches quickly. First, Douglas and Julian will take on Iturbide Ubia. Then, Alex and Manning go up against Zuleika and Arta, followed by Correa and Bradley against El Barba and Gallo. Then, Julian against Arta in singles. Alex and Bradley take on Iturbide and Gallo, Division 4 doubles, and the finale will be Douglas against Zuleika, potentially with the playoffs and season on the line. Should be a great game day. Join us at 5 p.m.
Billy, no question he would have been on the list, but his career cut short by a head injury, but phenomenal player at Miami Highlight. And Chucky Butler, career cut short by a back injury. Ready to begin our 8th game. Alex serves. Here's the serve. We begin. Robote forehand. Inaki on the catch. Costello 2-all will score. Point 2. That's where Alex learned it from. 100%. 100%. White shirt at post 3. Nicholas receives. What a serve by Inaki. Great catch and return by Nicholas. Robote forehand to the inside. Backhand by Inaki. Two all. Does not open. Stopped on the left side of Nicholas. Nicholas. Costello to the inside scores. Point 3. Green shirt to post 4. Arats receives. Dave Ridgway. Yep. Chuck Buckler was a great guy. I mean, great guy, and really popped onto the scene there. 87 and 88, and then during some of the strike years, clearly one of the best American backquarters. Played really well internationally as well. Robote forehand. Powerfully, powerfully thrown. Point 3. 3 with 2 points. Here's post 5. Arutia. I have to throw a lot of love the direction of Adam and Fernandez. Great team that I had the honor of practicing with. As they were practicing to become professionals, and I was practicing to watch them play professional on the court with them. But Adam had mad talent and mad strength. Here's a backhand by Arutia. Catch by Nicholas. High Costello stopped by Nicholas. Nicholas to the inside. That will score. Point 3. 3 with 3 points. Here's post 6. Iturbide. You're right, Ernesto and Adam, who operates our front camera at least one day a week. His right side was just scary. Having stood in the service box at North Miami, looking over my shoulder a few times, yeah, his right side was scary. He usually took it easy on me. He knew I wasn't going to try to go for a serve. Beautiful catch by Iturbide. Here's the backhand from the 10. Robote at the sidewall. Nicholas makes a fine play. Scoop by Nicholas. 2-all by Nicholas scores. Point 3. Nicholas with 4 points is serving to the pink of post 7. Koanaga. And Adam always threw hard. Even when he was playing rubber ball, he threw hard. Here's the backhand by Koanaga. Catch by Nicholas. Robote back to the inside. Nicholas read that perfectly. Robote to the inside. Goenaga's there. Good stop. Backhand from the 9. Catch by Nicholas. Backhand from the 7. Right to the corner. Low out of the Robote. Catch by Nicholas. 2-all by Nicholas. Will score. Point 3. 5 points for the 3 post. Nicholas receiving. Purple at post 8. Douglas. This will complete the first round of play. And lastly on Adam. Adam, for me personally anyway, was the last absolutely natural American highlight player to jump from amateur to professional within that like 2-year window when he debuted at Palm Beach before Matt Langhand's here. Douglas. Beautiful catch by Douglas, and a big backhand follows. That scores, point 8. First round's complete. Matchups are worth 2 points. Now through the end of the game, Douglas is serving to the red of post 1. Alex. And Douglas's story is still very much being written. Excellent catch by Douglas. Here's the backhand. Wow, he threw that hard. Catch by Douglas. 2-all. Caught the top of the pad. Point 1. One with 2 points, serving post 2. Iñaki. That ball dropped, and Iñaki made the save. Here's Alex on the hop. Scoop by Iñaki. Point 2. Two with 3 points. Here's post 4. Aratz. There's a backhand by Aratz. Iñaki looks for the rebote, puts it inside. Aratz will take that on the bounce. Backhand from the 11. Catch by Iñaki. Backhand from the 10. Wall to wall. Rebote inside. Scoop by Aratz. Fake to 2-all, puts it inside to score. Point 4. Forward 2 points. Here's post 5, Arutia. There's a backhand by Arutia. Aratz is there. Backhand, wall to wall. Rebote at the 6 line. The 2-all caught the pad, point 4. 4 points for the 4 post. Receiving, Iturbide. Here's a backhand. This one caught by Aratz. Backhand from the 10 line. Aratz on the catch. Midcourt. Costi up the middle. Stopped by Iturbide. Iturbide's 2-all is in and scores. Well executed. Point 6. Iturbide now has 2 points. He serves to the pink of post 7. Goenaga. Matt Sutton, I like the way you phrased that. New age. Fault over serve. Point 7. Gonaga with 2 points, returning with 5 points and a possible game point is the white shirt at post 3, Nicholas. Yes, of this new highlight era, no question. Benny and Douglas. All-American honors. There's a backhand by Nicholas. Powerful throw. Robote to the forehand of Gonaga. Robote. Forehand by Nicholas. Gonaga makes the catch. The 2-all opens and scores. Point 7. Play continues. 7 on the board with 4 points. Here's post 8. Douglas. Here's a backhand by Douglas. What a catch by Gonaga. Backhand 2-all did not work. Douglas has it on the forehand. Rebote by Douglas. To the corner, out to the rebote, played by Gonaga. Powerfully from the forehand. Douglas is there. Inside placement. Lands perfect to score. Well done. Point 8. 8 with 3 points. Back and ready to receive in the red of post 1. Alex. Rebote forehand save by Douglas. Low and hard, caught by Douglas on the backhand. He rifles his backhand to the corner. Alex is there, hard to the inside. Douglas is there. Controls it, whips it. Rebote forehand. Alex crosses. The 2-all lands in and scores. Point 8. Possible game point for the purple shirt at post 8. Douglas trying to stop him. Iñaki. Iñaki on the backhand. Rebote forehand. Ball is tipped at the 9 line. Point 2. Play continues. Possible game point for Iñaki in the blue of post 2, trying to stop him. Arutia. Post 5, the black shirt.
That's it.
Big backhand. Iñaki gets in there to make the rebote save. It's a diving save. It had a distance. Arut juggling on the catch of Arutia. Good effort, though. That is point and game to the blue of post 2, Iñaki. Iñaki wins it 3 serves to 8. This is a playoff for second and third place. Low, hard backhand by Douglas. The 2-all, read by Douglas, stopped by Douglas. Hard throw, read by Nicholas, and Douglas will score. 8 places, 3 shows. Unofficial order finish, 2-8-3. Price will be up in a moment. Results from Game 8. Our official has posted coming in first, post 2, Iñaki. Taking second, post 8, Douglas, in a hard-fought game. Coming in third, post 3, Nicholas. 2-8-3, the official order of finish for our 8th game. $2 wager on 2 to win, $17.20. Pick 3, 3-8-2, 2 of 3 numbers, returning $27.80. Quinella 2-8, $24.40. The trifecta 2-8-3, $222.20. That's a tough one to read there at the end of the afternoon. Up next, ladies and gentlemen, is Battle Court at 5 p.m., less than 1 hour from now, when the Warriors will take on the Chargers. That, ladies and gentlemen, will do it for this week of Pelota at Magic City. We have one more week to go. That is next Monday and Tuesday. But before then, we have Battle Court 5 p.m. today, 7 p.m. on Friday, and then back next week. 1:30 p.m. post time Monday and Tuesday with the mandatory force out of the high five and the $2,000. That's just kind of sitting there a week from today. On behalf of the players, staff, and management of Magic City Highlight, Battle Court, and the World Highlight League, we thank you for joining us today and hope to see you for Battle Court at 5 p.m. Have a good day, everyone.